In his Man Ki Baat program, terms Ayushman Bharat scheme as the biggest boon for poor, emphasizes on spreading awareness regarding benefits of the scheme so that the poor and disadvantaged can get affordable health care. In his Man Ki Baat program, the Prime Minister lauds the astounding success of startup ecosystem in India, says a unicorn is being raised in India every 10 days. He emphasizes on India getting record investments and support for startups post-2015, praises the Indian youth for achieving this feat in the midst of a COVID pandemic. Government ready to discuss all issues as per norms and appeals to the opposition to help in smooth transaction of legislative business. An all-party meeting held by the government sees opposition assuring the government of all possible cooperation in smooth conduct of business. BJP sweeps the civic polls held in northeastern state of Tripura in a majority of urban local bodies including Agartala. The last leg of counting of votes underway. Amid growing concerns over the new coronavirus variant, Omicron, nations gear up to face the challenge. European nations impose fresh travel restrictions. WHO issues warning to Southeast Asian nations. South African president convenes a meeting. And in hockey, India enters the quarterfinals of the Junior World Cup, beating Poland by 8 goals in the Pool B encounter. India to take on Belgium in the quarterfinals on Wednesday. Good afternoon, welcome to the newscast. I'm Amritpal Singh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in his program Man Ki Baat on the All India Radio. Sharing his thoughts at the 83rd episode of Man Ki Baat, the Prime Minister termed Ayushman Bharat scheme as the biggest boon for poor. He emphasized that spreading awareness regarding the benefits of the scheme is essential so that the poor and disadvantaged get affordable health care.
एक जिम्मेवारी निभाइए। ऐसे जितने गरीब परिवार हैं आपके आसपास, उनको अपनी ये कैसे आपको लाभ हुआ, कैसे मदद मिली, ये बताइए और उनको कहिए कि वे भी ऐसा कार्ड बनवा लें, ताकि परिवार में पता नहीं कब क्या मुसीबत आ जाए और आज गरीब दवाई के कारण परेशान रहे, ये तो ठीक नहीं है। अब पैसों के कारण वो दवाई न ले या बीमारी का उपाय न करे, तो ये भी बड़ी चिंता का विषय है। कि मेरे एक अच्छे साथी बनके जितने गरीबों को आप ये आयुष्मान भारत योजना के संबंध में समझा सकते हैं, वैसे बीमार लोगों की मदद कर सकते हैं, देखिए आपको भी संतोष होगा और मुझे बहुत खुशी होगी। आयुष्मान भारत योजना ये गरीबों के लिए है, मध्यम वर्ग के लिए है, सामान्य परिवारों के लिए है।
The Prime Minister lauded the astounding success of startup ecosystem in India. He said a unicorn is being raised in India every 10 days. He said that India is getting record investments and support for the startups post 2015. He praised the Indian youth for achieving this feat in the midst of the COVID pandemic.
During the 83rd edition of the monthly radio program Man Ki Baat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded Indian startups, saying that they are providing solutions to global problems. Prime Minister said, year after year, startups are getting record investments. This sector is growing at a very fast pace. Even in small cities of the country, the reach of startups has increased. Nowadays, the word unicorn is very much in circulation.
आजकल हम चारों तरफ सुनते हैं स्टार्टअप स्टार्टअप स्टार्टअप। सही बात है, ये स्टार्टअप का युग है। और ये भी सही है कि स्टार्टअप की दुनिया में आज भारत विश्व में एक प्रकार से नेतृत्व कर रहा है। आजकल यूनिकॉर्न शब्द खूब चर्चा में है। आप सबने इसके बारे में सुना होगा। यूनिकॉर्न एक ऐसा स्टार्टअप होता है जिसका वैल्यूएशन कम से कम $1 बिलियन होता है, यानी करीब करीब 7,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा। साथियों, साल 2015 तक देश में बमुश्किल 9 या 10 यूनिकॉर्न हुआ करते थे। आपको ये जानकर बेहद खुशी होगी कि अब यूनिकॉर्न्स की दुनिया में भी भारत तेज उड़ान भर रहा है। एक रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक इसी साल एक बड़ा बदलाव आया है। सिर्फ 10 महीनों में ही भारत में हर 10 दिन में एक यूनिकॉर्न बना है। ये इसलिए भी बड़ी बात है क्योंकि हमारे युवाओं ने ये सफलता कोरोना महामारी के बीच हासिल की है। आज भारत में 70 से अधिक यूनिकॉर्न हो चुके हैं, यानी 70 से अधिक स्टार्टअप ऐसे हैं जो 1 बिलियन से ज्यादा के वैल्यूएशन को पार कर गए हैं। साथियों, स्टार्टअप की इस सफलता के कारण हर किसी का उस पर ध्यान गया है और जिस प्रकार से देश से विदेश से निवेशकों से उसे समर्थन मिल रहा है, शायद कुछ साल पहले उसकी कोई कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकता था।
Prime Minister said that in today's time, startups are highly appreciated and considered as an important milestone in the development journey of the country.
कुछ सालों पहले यदि कोई कहता था कि वो बिजनेस करना चाहता है या एक कोई नई कंपनी शुरू करना चाहता है, तब परिवार के बड़े बुजुर्ग का जवाब होता था, तुम नौकरी क्यों नहीं करना चाहते? नौकरी करो ना भाई। अरे नौकरी में सिक्योरिटी होती है, सैलरी होती है, झंझट भी कम होती है। लेकिन आज यदि कोई अपनी कंपनी शुरू करना चाहता है तो उसके आसपास के सभी लोग बहुत उत्साहित होते हैं और इसमें उसका पूरा सपोर्ट भी करते हैं। साथियों, भारत की ग्रोथ स्टोरी का यह टर्निंग पॉइंट है, जहां अब लोग सिर्फ जॉब सीकर्स बनने का सपना नहीं देख रहे, बल्कि जॉब क्रिएटर्स भी बन रहे हैं। इससे विश्व मंच पर भारत की स्थिति और मजबूत बनेगी।
In his address, the Prime Minister also discussed the resolutions being taken by the countrymen on the completion of 75 years of independence. Bureau Report, DD India.
And ahead of the winter session of Parliament, the government today convened an all-party meeting. After the meeting, speaking to media, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said that the government is ready to discuss all issues as per norms and appeals to opposition on to help in smooth transaction of legislative business. The all-party meeting called by the government saw opposition assuring the government of all possible cooperation in smooth conduct of business.
सरकार नियम के अधीन जो कुछ भी चर्चा माननीय स्पीकर और माननीय चेयरमैन परमिट करते हैं, वो सब चर्चा के लिए सरकार तैयार है। सरकार के तरफ से हमने यही निवेदन किया है, सभी चर्चा के लिए नियमों के अनुसार सरकार तैयार है जब स्पीकर और चेयरमैन परमिट करता है, लेकिन बिना डिसरप्शन सदन चले, सदन का कार्यवाही चले, यही हमने रिक्वेस्ट अपोजिशन से किया है। सभी अपोजिशन हमको आश्वस्त भी किया है कि हम पूरा कोऑपरेट करेंगे और इस बार और ज़्यादा प्रोडक्टिव सदन होगा, सेशन होगा, ऐसे सरकार का उम्मीद है।
And in the evening, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has also called a meeting of floor leaders of different political parties at his residence in Delhi. During the meeting, Rajya Sabha Chairman will discuss ways to ensure smooth functioning of the upper house during the session. Meanwhile, the Bharatiya Janata Party's Parliamentary Executive Committee will also hold a separate meeting at the Parliament Annex later today. The winter session of Parliament will start on the 29th of November, that's tomorrow, and conclude on the 23rd of December. The winter session of Parliament will begin tomorrow. The bill to repeal the three farm laws will be introduced on the first day of the session. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar will introduce the Farm Laws Repeal Bill 2021 in Lok Sabha tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced that all the three farm laws will be repealed in the winter session. The bill will repeal the Farmers' Agreement on Price Assurance and the Farm Services Act 2020, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act 2021 and the Essential Commodities Act 2021. BJP has issued a whip for all its members to be present in the House to support the government. Due to the Modi government's game changer scheme, the DBT, there has been huge savings to the government exchequer even during the corona period. According to the government, in the year 2020-21, about 45,000 crore rupees was saved due to DBT. Due to the transparent DBT system, the Modi government has saved 2.5 lakh crore rupees in the last 7 years. According to the government, due to DBT in the last financial year, the government saved a total of 44,571.78 crore rupees. Meanwhile, according to DBT portal, a total of 34,700 crore rupees have been saved to the exchequer in the account of ration received through PDS alone. And in a tragic news from West Bengal, at least 18 people were killed and in a road accident in the Nadia district today. The incident happened when over 30 people were heading towards Navadip crematorium in a matador from the Bagda of North 24 Parganas. The matador collided with a truck parked on the side of the road, killing several people and leaving 15 others injured. According to police, the accident happened due to thick fog and high speed of vehicle. The injured have been admitted to the hospital. The police investigation is underway. Counting of votes for over 222 seats in the Agartala Municipal Corporation and other civic bodies in Tripura is underway. Out of the 51 wards under the Agartala Municipal Corporation, results for 40 wards has been declared and the BJP has won all the 40 wards. The counting is underway at 13 counting centers across the state. A total of 334 seats, including the Agartala Municipal Corporation, 13 municipal councils and 6 Nagar Panchayats are up for grabs. The ruling BJP 112 seats spread across 20 urban bodies, uncontested. No other party has filed candidates in the 7 ULBs. The elections were held in the remaining 222 seats spread across 13 ULBs, including the AMC on November 24th, in which as many as 785 contestants are in the fray. And for an update now, the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive. With the administration of 82,86,058 vaccine doses in the last 24 hours, India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed a 121.94 crore landmark, and 1 crore 94,71,034 vaccine doses have been administered across the country so far. And let's now take a look at the COVID situation from across the country. As per the new data released by the Ministry of Health Affairs, the recovery of 9,481 COVID patients in the last 24 hours has cumulatively increased the tally of recovered patients to 3 crore 39,98,278. Consequently, India's recovery rate stands at 98.34%, which is the highest since March 2020. Sustained and collaborative efforts by the centre and the states and the union territories continue the trend of less than 50,000 daily new cases. 8,774 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The active caseload presently is at 1,05,691, which is the lowest in 543 days. The active cases present constitutionally presently constitute 0.31% of the country's total positive cases. The weekly positivity rate at 0.85%, which is less than 1% for the past 14 days. The daily positivity rate reported to be 0.8%, which is less than 2% for the last 55 days. The testing capacity across the country continues to be expanded. India has so far conducted over 63.94 crore cumulative tests. Regarding the new South African COVID variant, AIIMS Director Dr. Randeep Guleria has said that there is no clinical data available on this new variant, and so for the time being one cannot say what sort of an impact it's going to have. He also advised people to take precautions.
अब जो हम नए वेरिएंट की बात कर रहे हैं जिसका नाम ओमिक्रॉन है, अभी तक हमारे पास क्लिनिकल डेटा इतना नहीं है, तो अभी हमें और डेटा चाहिए कि ये वेरिएंट जो है ये क्या ज्यादा इन्फेक्शियस है, क्या ये वैक्सीन के असर को और कम कर सकता है और हमें और कुछ करने की जरूरत है। और लेकिन तब तक जब तक ये पूरा डेटा नहीं आता हमें पूरी तरह से सतर्क रहना है, चांस नहीं ले सकते, क्योंकि हम झेल चुके हैं कि सेकेंड वेव में क्या हुआ था, एकदम हमारे केसेस बढ़े थे। इसलिए पूरी तैयारी करनी चाहिए, चाहे वो सर्वेलेंस हो चाहे वो मैनेजमेंट हो। लेकिन अभी हमें और डेटा चाहिए कि ये वेरिएंट जो है ये एक्चुअली इतना डेंजरस है या नहीं, अभी इसके बारे में हमें और इन्फॉर्मेशन की जरूरत है।
Dr. Randeep Guleria on vaccine mix and match has said that the global studies have found that this strengthens immunity, and such a possibility is now being explored in India as well.
एक तो जो हम कहते हैं मिक्स एंड मैच ऑफ डोजेस की वैक्सीन की, आपने वैक्सीन पहले मान लो को वैक्सीन लगाई है तो अब हम क्या कोविशील्ड लगाएं या कोई और लगाएं। कुछ डेटा जो आ रहा है और जो रिसर्च दिखा रही है कि थोड़ा मिक्स एंड मैच से आपकी इम्यूनिटी बेटर रहती है, तो पॉसिबल है कि बाद में हम ये कर पाएं कि हम अगर वैक्सीन थोड़ा सा मिक्स एंड मैच करें तो हमारे इम्यून सिस्टम को ज़्यादा स्टिमुलेशन मिलेगी और हमारी एंटीबॉडीज जो है वो ज़्यादा बन सकती हैं। तो ये भी एक पॉसिबिलिटी है।
He appealed to all people to take the vaccine. He also called upon those people who have got natural immunity due to corona infection to come forward and take the vaccine. He said that the vaccine will boost such an immunity.
वायरसेस जो हैं वो रेगुलरली म्यूटेट करते हैं, इसलिए ये म्यूटेशन तो रहेगा और ये जो है कोरोना वायरस भी हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये अब चले जाएगा, ये हमारे साथ ही रहेगा, इन्फेक्शन रहेंगे। लेकिन अगर हमारे वैक्सीनेशन सही रही तो हम सीरियस डिजीज से बच सकते हैं और ये इन्फेक्शन जो एक इंडेमिक इन्फेक्शन बन जाएगा। हम ये भी जानते हैं कि नेचुरल इन्फेक्शन से भी हमें प्रोटेक्शन मिलती है, लेकिन वो प्रोटेक्शन जो है वो आस्ते आस्ते कम हो जाती है। तो नेचुरल इन्फेक्शन के बाद अगर हम वैक्सीन लगाएं तो एक टाइप का बूस्टर है जिससे हमारी प्रोटेक्शन बेहतर हो जाती है, लॉन्ग लास्टिंग हो जाती है। और इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि अगर आपको इन्फेक्शन भी हुआ है, हो चुका है कोविड आपको, तो भी आपको आगे आके अपने दोनों टीके लगाने चाहिए, क्योंकि उससे आपको ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन मिलेगी और आगे के लिए आप सेफ रहेंगे।
After Prime Minister Narendra Modi's high-level review meeting of the Corona, Centre and States issued fresh measures to check the infections. Strict screening at airports for arrivals from South Africa and 6 other countries where the new variant has been found. In Maharashtra, the state government has issued fresh guidelines for COVID-19, including revised restrictions and permissions for passengers arriving in the state amid the Omicron variant scare. As per the guidelines, all travellers into the state from any international destination shall be governed by the directions of the Government of India in this respect. Domestic travellers shall either be fully vaccinated or they should carry a RT-PCR test valid only for 72 hours. Earlier on Sunday, Mumbai Mayor Kishori Pednekar issued a new COVID guidelines and restrictions to curb the spread of the virus amid the fear of the new variant. As per the new guidelines, travellers arriving from South Africa to the Mumbai airport will have to undergo mandatory quarantine. The authorities have also been instructed to make a list and a track of all the international passengers coming into the state. The order further states that if in case if a passenger is tested positive for COVID-19, then his samples will be sent for genome. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written to Chief Secretaries of all states and union territories in view of the new COVID variant Omicron. In view of this variant, in a letter, the Health Secretary emphasized the need for rigorous surveillance for international travelers, enhanced testing, monitoring of hotspots, ensuring augmentation of health infrastructure, ensuring prompt dispatch of samples for genome sequencing, regular press briefings by the state for COVID, prompting COVID behavior and vaccination. Karnataka has meanwhile decided to implement a slew of stringent precautionary measures amid the rise in COVID cases in scare of the new Omicron variant of the virus. A high-level meeting chaired by Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai in this regard has decided to intensify the screening of international passengers at the airports and make RT-PCR tests compulsory for those arriving from Kerala and Maharashtra. The Chief Minister instructed the officials to go on an aggressive campaign to trace those who have not taken the second dose of the vaccine and cover them at the earliest. The meeting decided to impose a temporary ban on cultural programs in schools and colleges and make the second dose of vaccination compulsory for those working in government offices, malls, hotels, cinema halls, zoos, swimming pools and libraries. The World Health Organization of the WHO has asked countries in Southeast Asian region to scale up surveillance, strengthen public health and social measures and enhance vaccination coverage to contain a new variant of COVID-19 called Omicron. The global health body has said that festivities and celebrations must include all precautionary measures and crowds and large gatherings must be avoided. Dr. Poonam Khetarpal Singh, the regional director of the WHO Southeast Asia region, said that no-cost countries should let their guards down. In a statement, she said that COVID-19 cases have been declining in most countries in the Southeast Asia region. The surge in cases elsewhere in the world and confirmation of a new variant of concern is a reminder of the persisting risk and the need to put the best protection against the virus and prevent its spread. Countries must enhance surveillance and sequencing, she said. Dr. Singh said that comprehensive and tailored public opinion and social measures to prevent the transmission must continue. The regional director said that more than COVID-19 circulates, the more important opportunities the virus will have to change and mutate, and that the pandemic will last longer. Dr. Singh advised the most important thing people must do is to reduce their risk of exposure, wear a mask covering your mouth and nose, and keep a safe distance. Avoid poorly ventilated or crowded spaces. Keep your hands clean. Cover, cough and sneeze and get vaccinated. WHO urged people to continue to take all preventive and precautionary measures even after taking the COVID-19 vaccine. Mask up well, wash hands, watch distance, avoid crowded and poorly ventilated spaces, and cover your cough with and sneeze. The European Commission held an emergency meeting to outline the measures taken across Europe on the Omicron variant. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in her tweet said, after EU triggered emergency break to tackle the Omicron, the Commission is working on every lead to follow with all the commissioners to speed up vaccinations and the third dose, increase testing and tracking for the people who come from regions most at risk, and deepen the sequencing of the variant and analyze the wastewater to locate the Omicron. Amid growing concerns of the new coronavirus variant Omicron, nations gear up to face the challenge. European nations impose fresh travel restrictions. UK has placed South Africa, Namibia, Lesotho, Botswana, Eswatini and Zimbabwe on its red list. which means direct flights from these 6 countries will be banned up till Sunday at 4 a.m. Whereas the passengers arriving from these countries from Sunday at 4 a.m. will have to book and pay for a government approval hotel. Quarantine facility is being made there, and also the non-residents will be refused entry. England will also add Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia and Angola to its travel red list, meaning that the British and Irish residents who arrive in the country must quarantine in a government approved hotel for 10 days. And in Austria, people have taken to streets against the compulsory vaccination and COVID-19 measures. At the beginning, around 5,000 people gathered in front of the main railway station of Graz in Austria. After the start of the march through the city center, more and more people joined in to the end around 30,000. According to the police, it was mostly quiet for this month of participants, a colorful mixture of old and young, and also a few children. News now from the world of entertainment. 52nd International Film Festival of India will conclude in Goa this evening. The World Panorama segment, the movies such as Taylor Asterium, The Seed Cells, Father and the Book of Lights will be screened on the last day today. This year marks the Lifetime Award winning director Istvan Szabo's movies Colonel Red and Father and Mephisto will be screened today. In the special tribute section to the legendary actor Sean Connery, his classic movies such as From Russia with Love and You Only Live Twice are part of today's schedule. The festival will close with Asghar Farhadi's film A Hero. France's most emblematic Christmas fair opened in Strasbourg after being cancelled last year due to COVID-19 pandemic. This year, hand sanitizers are put side by side along with hot chocolate. And before we end this edition of news, we leave you with these stunning visuals to give you all the festive feels. Enjoy that. Namaskar.